Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and it looks like Blizzard made another row of updates. These updates currently are available if you were to log on PTR, but there's a good chance that these updates are also going to go to the beta, because that happened last week, and the week before that, and the week before that. So we basically got ourselves an early hint of some of the updates that Blizzard has implemented to the beta. In today's video, I want to go over all the new stuff we have a little bit early on PTR, from the changes that are going to be better for certain classes to probably the most ridiculous changes I think you have seen in a while. Let's start off with a big one off the bat. Hunter's Mark no longer adds a damage component. Right now there is currently no buff planned, or at least done currently for Hunters. Probably will hear about it at some point later. But if you log over PTR right now, Hunter's Mark no longer adds a 5% damage increase component. This ability was a cool one to bring back for Hunters, but it felt a little archaic because you're kind of stuck choosing only one target to provide a 5% buff to do 5% more damage to them. In a trash pack, when you're swapping targets all the time with Hunter's Mark, that felt a little bit uncomfortable in terms of having to spend a whole global just to press this ability. So hopefully this change kind of alters a little bit of how Hunters are going to play moving forward. It is, I think, not a bad ability, it's just it was very much PvP focused and didn't really provide enough awesome new good gameplay besides just maintaining this passive on the boss or certain trash pack ad at some point or another for Hunters, which proved to be quite annoying. So far, no buffs announced for Hunters 5% buff at the moment of making this video. We are also getting a small nerf to Shadow Priest. If you're excited to play some Shadow Priest, I think they're still going to be in a great spot. But the new talent of Hungering Void is seeing quite a bit of a nerf. It's most likely going to be the go-to single target talent either way, as it seems that Blizzard is trying to make the whole bottom row either Cleave Central or AoE Central for Mythic Pluses, or maybe better for single target, and Hungering Void has been the talent for it. Hunger and Void will no longer power up your Void Bolt. Your Void Bolt will no longer do extra damage. And the debuff that Void Bolt leaves on the target is only a 10% debuff. Blizzard also made sure to specify that you can only have one of these debuffs active. I guess some players were able to get a lot of haste and maintain multiple debuffs on multiple enemies. A 15% buff with your overall mastery change seems huge, so nerfing this down to 10% and making sure it only works on the same target is probably the best way of doing it. They also made sure to specify that hitting Void Bolt on the same target is the only way to prolong Void Form, not hitting Void Bolt on any random enemy. I'm not sure what this change is about, but it looks like Rogue's Shadowstrike literally has 25-yard range to it. Why? I don't know. This is a thing on PTR at the current time of recording. It does properly work. You can't use the rest of your abilities to, let's say, put up Rupture or get Eviscerates, but for whatever reason, Shadowstrike has a 25-yard range, so do with it what you will. We've had a change to Warlocks with the AoE Instant Fear. Howl of Terror has been, at some point, a staple of the Warlock toolkit, and this ability was gone for quite a while until its fated return in this expansion. So far, this ability has been pretty much underwhelming, but Blizzard might have made the change to make it actually good. By making this ability an instant cast, like it should have been, instead of a cast time ability, utilizing this ability in PvP and maybe even Mythic Pluses might actually become value. Being able to add in a disruptor like an AoE Fear into a trash pack of enemies should actually be pretty huge. Being able to combine a stun into an AoE Fear disruptor into further CC by your allies might give you enough of a gap to prevent certain powerful casts from going off. Huge fan of this change for Warlocks. Then we've had a small adjustment with Fury Warriors. Single-minded Fury went from an 8% damage increase to a 10%. In fact, the Fury Warrior changes are actually from last week that I just never really got around to talking. I might as well fit them in this video. So Single-minded Fury will hopefully start to get a little better. It was already at about a, well, what my guild described to me, about a 1% difference prior. So maybe this change might be enough to make Single-minded Fury a little bit better, or maybe this change was done in order to make Single-minded Fury a little bit more competitive, allowing Fury Warriors that choice. And I think that's the coolest thing about Blizzard, is the fact that they are giving us the choice of which type of weapons we want to carry on our classes. Fraud and Berserker as well, since we are here, will also generate a little bit less rage when it does, but your auto attacks will generate more rage if you take War Machine as a talent. An interesting change to Fury Warriors that we've seen so far. I haven't really seen a lot of Warriors really up and front. I've seen Warriors do well here and there, but I haven't really seen Fury or even Arms for that matter really swinging in for the fences, at least in the early version of the beta. So hopefully they'll maintain these two specs of beautiful, powerful warriors, because that's something I'm actually interested to play in as one of my top 5 alts. That's going to be all the updates that we have that are relevant in this build. And as it is Wednesday, it will be the brand new build for the beta. So I'll be very patiently waiting for new updates. Blizzard mentioned last time that some of the things they want to work on are going to be, 1, the Maw, and trying to see if we can make the Maw a better experience. Then there's also change to conduits, which I cannot wait to check out and test out and show you guys what the change is going to look like with the energy system. Lastly, Blizzard wants to do even more changes to the conduits, the Covenant abilities, and the balancing of the whole new system that we have in Shadowlands. As a rogue, I'm really hoping the Blizzard takes a second look at Assassination. It is very possible that Assassination is going to feel better and play better once you have best in slot stats. However, there are plenty of specs with literally full versatility gear that are performing really well and feel good to play. And it feels like certain playstyles and mechanics are refreshed, and it feels like the specs are at least in a state where they feel playable. For Assassination, it feels like everything about it has been so far kind of underwhelming, and even if Blizzard were to just turn the numbers up where everything would feel the same, I do think maybe they should take a look at Assassination again for potential future updates. I'm also looking towards seeing the changes to Flagellation ability of the Venthyr Covenant. It's been kind of fun to play with, but I feel like it has been somewhat underwhelming. The 10% increase of mastery, I feel like doesn't work yet properly, or at least it doesn't work in the same context as other abilities that's supposed to increase your secondary stats work. When they say increase your X stat by, let's say 5% or 10%, most of it is a raw 5% increase in your stat page. Apparently this ability works differently. I'm still under the impression that it's probably a bug or probably not fully functional. So cannot wait to see more stuff coming out for rogues. Also a variety of different classes to see if maybe survival hunters, feral druids, and anything else in the mix might get a couple of great updates. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next one.